big fireball on the way down. Luckily, I think that's supposed to happen. Touchdown. Hello everyone. I'm Level 36 and welcome back to Stationeers. Well, it's exciting times. So, thanks to the comments section, I think I have a better handle of what's going on. Ooh, that's terrible noise. Going on with my rocket. And we are on day 364 of being here on Mars. So, we have two objectives today. Successfully launch and recover this rocket, and bake ourselves a cake for our 365 days on Mars. So let's head out and attack that rocket first things first. So I spent some time rebuilding the rocket based on some plans that were provided and some information. It was suggested that I go with a what's it called? I had to look real quick. A pressure-fed gas engine here on Mars, but I ended up deciding not to do that, just because it was adding a little more complexity than I thought I could accomplish in the time box that I had set for myself, and the other suggestion was just to make the rocket a little bit smaller. So I did that. I made it 2 high instead of 3. I went instead of with a large cargo storage with a medium, or the smaller one, so that it still has some cargo, it's still got its scanning, it's still got its mining. We've packed a bunch of fuel in here still. I think there's like only a couple cells of wasted space in this rocket. And additionally, I am pressurizing this to a much higher degree. So right now we've got 30 MPa in here. If we go to our rocket control, that means we've just got, even though we have less volume for fuel, we have much more fuel in here. And apparently when you get below like 5 megapascals, the engine starts to kind of falter a bit. So this should help solve that issue as well, hopefully. See how our fuel tank's doing. We can probably dial this up a little bit. Now, the only issue could become if we overweight our rocket. So our engine can only provide so many kilonewtons. So I'm actually going to shut this off real quick, because we don't want to send our rocket over capacity. Speaking of finishing this off, let's weld it up. I just left it exposed so that we could take a look at it, but it should be completely done, so seal it up. And also just throw in our last little bit of repair, which is these chutes here. So we are using, so let's see, we have a total Mars weight of 8.88 kilonewtons. And if we go into our rockets thing and a pumped gas engine, you have a max thrust of 16.2 kilonewtons. So we can, we can pump some more gas in. So by increasing the pressure instead of the volume, we have a higher chance of, making it down. And if we need to burn off some gas, we can just make a couple short routes because obviously that gas weight is increasing our landing altitude. So the other issue that I had is when I said auto land, I set it to like max, which meant it started its retro burn way higher than we needed to. So because we're going to burn off fuel in the process of getting our ice, going out and doing all of that, it shouldn't be necessary to retro burn at such a high altitude. And we should also not directly fly in for a retro burn. We should fly to Mars, get into Mars orbit, see what our mass looks like, and then decide on our retro burn based on the remaining fuel. So I think we'll go to 10 kilonewtons and see how it goes. That should give us about 40 megapascals of fuel, which is, if you're looking down here at our total moles, way more than we started with last time. Let's set up our route while we're doing this. So we're going to try and get some more volatiles. So let's just take a look at our location info. We don't have any info on that vapor node, so we are going to set that as our destination. Now if we go back to the rocket, it doesn't tell us any of our information there, but that's okay. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully I don't need to like actually route it. Got our 2 batteries again. All of that. See how we're doing on fuel in the tank. I did do some ice mining as well. That actually is what took a majority of the time between episodes, so that we'd have enough volatiles and oxygen to do all of this. And it's still grinding up in there. I did a lot. I got a lot of volatiles and oxygen. Realistically, this rocket is completely unnecessary being on Mars. We have, at least in this current update, practically unlimited ore through our deep miners. We've got as much ice as we could really want just from a simple mining trip. So this is just purely for posterity. Say I did. I'm not really doing any of the math here. I probably should. There is probably a calculation you can do where you know the distance you want to travel, the weight of your rocket, all of that. But that sounds like rocket science. And I'm not even an engineer. I'm a computer scientist, so I theoretically should be good at math, but you know, more security focused, so yeah. I'm good at computer math, not rocket math. Hopefully this works. I actually have no idea. We might blow up another rocket real quick. This could be interesting. I mean, nothing to it but to do it. Let's just send it and see how it goes. We can honestly turn off the celestial tracker, the laser scan, or the rocket scanner, the rocket miner. Everything else should stay on. We've got plenty of pressure, plenty of moles. Let's not forget to decouple again, so we don't wreck our umbilicals. So decouple those. Open UI. We're all set up. We've got our destination locked. Nothing to it but to send it. Oh, that's the rocket miner. Significantly slower this time. Did we blow up our umbilicals again? No. Okay, good. So that tells me that the weight thrust to rate ratio is much more appropriate, which means we are going to use more fuel on our ascent burn, but we have so much more fuel in the rocket itself. So if we take a look at our map, remember to rename the rocket again. That's going to take a couple minutes to actually get there. That's okay. Here's to hoping this does better. If we do feel like we need to burn down some fuel, like it'll be unfortunate, obviously we don't want to waste it, but it should be alright. Could be at Mars orbit in about 50 seconds, so it does auto route. That's good. A smaller little rocket. Reached orbit. Let's go into Phobos. See if we can not get a reading on the impact velocity this time. Hit Phobos. Well, not hit literally, it's just reached it. One thing they're not simulating here, I guess, is the like, hey, these moons are orbiting, so we need to set an intercept course. So, you know, this is necessarily super realistic in that instance. No, but you know what? I don't. That's okay. I'm okay with that. And we're almost at our volatiles vapor. And I'll do the scary thing where it shuts down everything instead of just what we want it to, so boop. Oh no, it left the transformer on this time. I wonder if I did it differently or something. Or maybe I didn't actually hook the transformer's logic into anything. That's possible. Anyway, it's working better, so let's turn on our scanner because we need to survey. That's going to take a minute. And it's almost our 365th day on Mars. So let's go make a cake while we let that do its surveying, and then we'll come back out and start the mining process when it's sunny again. This has been a really good run. Hopefully that rocket does well, we can land it without issue, and this will be a really nice capstone. There are still a few things I could finish up, and because the new update isn't out yet, I might. But this was originally my plan to have kind of the series done by. I know this rocket isn't going to technically be automated, but I'm, like, kind of okay with that. It leaves something for future runs when we want to do more. The kind of final checklist is the shower, building the pressurized area out to the solar farm, building the pressurized area out to the rocket platform. Those are less important. I feel like it's one of those things where those would be neat, but they're not vital to our success. We've definitely been living the Mark Watney life out here. I've eaten nothing but baked potatoes for pretty much as long as we've had them. I guess I've interspersed it with a couple granola bars when we absolutely had to. You know, the big explosion, but it's been a really good run. I feel like I've learned a ton. We should also put some flooring down. That's something we can do easily enough. It's been a really good run. But it's coming to a close. I think I'm going to do Vulcan for my next run. That's kind of my plan. Let's see what we need. So we've got milk. So, for our cake, we want a chocolate cake, just because it's more complex, and I want to do the more complex thing. So we need flour, milk, egg, sugar, and cocoa. So we have milk. And we can't get any of these things back out. So once we put them in there, they're in there. These are not fertilized eggs, so I unfortunately cannot hatch them into chickens. I guess that's another thing, is we could try and get some actual chickens. So at this point we need more flour, we've got some milk, we've got some eggs. So we need more flour and sugar. Actually, yeah, we need more flour. So wheat. That. You go into the reagents processor. I think. Some more wheat. Could be a lot of wheat. Alright. So we've got our flour, milk, eggs. Now sugar, we need to just process sugarcane in the reagent processor. Cocoa powder, we just need cocoa. I guess milk was the only thing that was slightly complex, and we kind of bought that. I guess we could make some more just for fun. So we'll get out some sugarcane. And some cocoa. Let's see. So for the... Just because I want to make everything, we need the fernotoxin, which is... So we need the chemistry station, we need 5 oil from soy oil, which we just get from processing soybeans into the agent processors. Let's just dump you out, throw you in there. And the ferns. So what do we actually need to process this, or no? No, we don't. So we're going to take you, we're going to split 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chemistry station. We start you. That's the output. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make 2 batches. Oh, you have to make it at the same time? Or you can't make it at the same time? Creating unknown. Oh no, it failed. Okay. Gotta do it one at a time. Chemistry, gotta be precise with. And it's day 365! Milk! Cool. Let's just dump these in here. And we're gonna go into here. Chocolate cake. I reward for 1 year on Mars, some chocolate cake. I should have actually went and bought some chocolate cake for me to have in real life as well. That would have been fun. Oops, didn't think of that until now. We eat this from the ground? No. Well, we're gonna hold a whole chocolate cake in our hands and just munch down on it. Ooh, full food status. I think we can get an achievement here. Very yummy chocolate cake. And since we have full food, we can drink some water, and we get... So, our mood is very high, so we get plus 75% to our hydration, which means we need to drink water not quite as often. Very nice. Well, we did it. Chocolate cake on our 365th day on Mars. That's pretty awesome. Automated chocolate cake, no less. Let's go check on our rocket. See how it's doing. Maybe I can also make this airlock a little faster. Alright. Let's check on how our scanning efforts have been going. Okay, so we've scanned... Oh, we've almost scanned 1,000%. Let's make sure we're not, like, chewing through our battery. We're not. Okay. But we'll get the max mining boost that we can get. Alright. Now we're going to mine. Our miner is off. Let's turn off our scanner. Turn on our miner. It should go to our cargo storage. Let's turn that on as well. We should see the quantity hopefully increase. I hope I plumbed this all correctly. Yes. So quantity is increasing. We are actually mining ore. Still have probably way too much fuel. Actually check to see how much capacity one of these has. I thought I knew the big one, but I haven't actually looked at the smaller ones got for. Cargo storage small. We have got 51 spots. Whoops. Keep exiting by hitting escape instead of like just closing it with the button. There's Phobos. Alright. So what else could we mine while we're out here? Water, 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 water. Volatiles. We could always go to the next location, I guess, theoretically. So I guess the ices don't have a mass, or they're not considered as part of the total rocket mass, because they don't seem to be. Still have a lot of fuel, which is good. I think we're going to play it on the safe side, though, and we'll burn back to the planet. See how it looks. So I guess a resource site, I think, is infinite, but as you mine it, you'll see, as we're mining this, the richness, the size, and the density will start to decrease, so we essentially just get less yield. So it takes longer to mine the same amount of ore, which makes it to our advantage to go between locations. So maybe we'll hop over to the other volatiles location once we drop the richness here down to as low as it's going to get. Check up on the rocket stats. Everything still looks happy. We need at least 12 kilonewtons of engine thrust. So I think that is... So if we go to max, we need 10.9. If we go to low... no confidence. 14.1. So when it says engine thrust, I think it means the difference between our weight and our thrust. So that's why, I guess, maybe. But the higher we auto land, the more... Oh, auto shut off. That's what was bothering me, I think. Maybe. I don't know. The higher we retro burn, the more fuel required to make the descent, but the more time it has to decelerate, which is why it has a higher chance of success. I think. I could be wrong. Like I said, I am not a rocket scientist. So we've got 12
waste tank caution.
Volatiles in our storage. And like, while this is neat, that is like all of 10 minutes of mining, or less actually. But, you know, we do some things not because they're efficient, but solely because they're cool. And speaking of, I think, while we're waiting, yeah, we got plenty of time left on this episode. Let's start to, like, actually construct our little rocket area there. And we can fix our waste tank here in a minute. I should have some regular walls. Yeah. I think we're going to tear down the telescope, though, because it does not seem to do anything. So let's press some windows on the funnel. I'm going to do some walls in this tunnel as well. Do. All right. Those will be the regular walls. I think they have some steel plates on me already, so we can weld up the floor and all of that while we're here. Not to burn through a electrical cord. Yeah, it's going 17. So we're at a richness of 1. So it's just going to continue to mine at 16 ore per. If we go to this one. Oh. So we're also at a richness of 1 here. and the size is better here, so I think we're just going to continue to mine here. While we wait, let's continue our walls project. So we need a hand drill to deconstruct the telescope. Unfortunately, the telescope was of the best intent, but did not end up working out. Grinder. And then I think finally another round with the hand drill. There we go. Cool idea. I don't really know what it's used for though, so not as worried about it. And we'll just grab our wire snips. Pair those up. Don't really dare disconnect this, because who knows what that would do. So my kind of idea to automate the rocket would be to have it monitor, because you can put an IC in your rocket to monitor its own quantity. Once it reaches a quantity of an acceptable amount, it just routes back to the landing pad, flies back, lands, offloads all of its stuff. I'm sure there's much more you can do with automation for this as well. Monitor the battery quantity, the fuel amounts to kind of like, you know, prevent you from taking off to a certain location if it knows you're not going to have enough fuel to make the return journey. All that fun stuff, but again, that's beyond what I'm currently capable of. Or not necessarily currently capable of, it's just beyond what I currently want to do. Oops. Alright. I am really looking forward to the terrain update, though, and the updates to ICs and everything. There's some really cool stuff that's coming in the next version of Stationeers. So, looking forward to that. The reason I didn't put composite windows in is because I want to use the composite window shutters again. Those are cool, and, you know, it seems suitable for a rocket launch area to have shutters. We'll put our shutter controller there, so we'll leave that one for now. Good old flat walls. And just ran out. Right, we need one more flat wall. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 composite window shutters. Let's check on how it's doing real quick. $22. We're getting pretty full. But we need 10 composite window shutters because we also need the one that's the termination point. Do I have anything else in here that I could use? Not really. Should also probably grab an IC, because I do want to do one kind of quick bit of coding. Just for funsies. And some lights. Maybe a speaker. Or maybe... That might be a surprise. Well, I ruined the surprise a little bit by saying what I might print for it, but I think that, so one of the things I do have planned is a final kind of base walk-around. So yeah, I'd say there's going to be at least one more regular episode where you'll see me build the last couple things, the finishing touches, and then we'll do a base walk-around, and that will be the end of this series. It's kind of sad to say. Let's see. Let's just make 3 for safety's sake. That wall. Print. How many glass sheets do we have? We might need some more of those as well. Oh, we've got plenty. Hopefully plenty. Oh, we had more flat walls in there. Dang it. Well, oh well. We'll have a few more. We do need some more plastic sheets. Yeah, we are definitely going to need more plastic sheets. And some more heavy cable coil as well. Most likely. Stuff away. So window shutter. I think those are in the electroprint. Nope, they're right here. Those. Turn you on. You already have 50 queued up. Check on how our pressure is doing. Yeah, all our pressures are fine. Ugh. Let's open our that and drain our waste tank. You know, it says it's like 86% full. This is a smart tank. Like, this can take way more pressure, but oh well.
Waste tank critical.
That's what it wants to say. We can go with that. Swap out our air tank as well. We are right at the edge of what this room's power can run with. Jeez. You get... What are we out of? I just printed up a bunch of materials. Are we out of steel? Seriously? Okay, whatever. That's at least an easy one to make. I guess rockets are indeed a little bit expensive. There we go. And here comes the steel to finish off that. Activate that. Vent a bunch of pressure. Want that to be happy. Yeah, the auto furnace script is probably a script I'm never going to try and write myself. This is an excellent pre-made little kit here, and I intend on using this forever. Because that is pretty complex. While I find that I am okay at doing this stuff, I'm not great at it. Alright, let's try that again. We shouldn't need anything else. Eat a little more of my chocolate cake. We can actually eat other foods now. We don't have to just live that potato life. See what else we could make. Pumpkin pie, perhaps? Do we have any pumpkins? I think we should. We only have 9. Because we need 10. Could try it. No, not quite. Let's actually just make some emergency food anyway. So I think we need more oil. It's only 3 milliliters. That's 21 milliliters. Let's split out. Oh, we can't split a bottle already. It's annoying. Well, in it goes. Let's make some French fries. Because I believe once we make some French fries, we can come over to the packing machine, stick the French fries in there, and no, we can't. Whoops. These just go in the fridge then. Thought you could can fries. I guess you can only can... Yeah, you can. Oh, you need to make it in this. Okay, that makes slightly more sense. Oh well. It's fine. Let's not get too distracted from our main goal today. We need some plastic sheets. And what else have we got? We do have some lights. I don't have any regular cable coil. I do need some regular cable coil. More flat walls. More glass sheets. Okay, good. We have plenty of glass sheets. Plastic. It's disappointingly slow. We should probably... I just want to... I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. There's nothing that could go wrong with just leaving it unattended for a little longer. It's not like it'll run out of power or anything. Okay, now let's go. Come on. At least depressurizing is pretty quick. Just as the sun is going down. Let's take a look. Oh, we're fine. 38. 57% power. It's fine. Let's grab our flat wall. Install you. Grab our glass sheets. Push these off. I don't need plastic sheets for those. Did we not bring any steel sheets? Oh, wait, no, I think I have some in here. Yeah. Now we don't actually require the welder. Crowbar or angle grinder. Go. Cable coils. All of them wired. I think it's plastic. Yep. Now, the question becomes, do we actually want to seal this up completely? And the answer is probably not, honestly. It's not for right now. Although, I mean, we could. It's not... Probably best if we don't. $42. We're getting pretty close to full. Did we just say it's time to come home? Yeah, looking at our time, I think that's a good idea. So let's idle. We're going to turn off our rocket miner. We're going to go to map. We're going to set Mars orbit as our destination. Rocket. Activate. So we still have a lot of fuel. So theoretically, we should be able to do a high auto land. But we'll see. Let's let it get back into Mars orbit, and we'll see what it looks like once we get there. We do have about a minute of burn, so we are going to use some of this fuel. Bring back. While we're waiting for that, let's well, I'm not going to seal myself in. I did want to these, and then I'm just going to open up one of these walls. I know we just finished it. This is best I can do for now. I need an angle grinder. There we go. Alright, we're in Mars orbit. We have a high chance with a very high, or max height auto burn, a moderate chance with a high. We've got 1400 seconds left. I think let's... I don't want to do something silly here. But let's just see what this says. I wish it would compute the the ETA with our current burn statistics. Let's do one burn back out to Phobos and back, just to use a little bit more gas. So we're going to send that. Hopefully this doesn't bite me. Every time by burning off some fuel, we're reducing our fuel mass, which should make it easier to do the auto land. Go send it back. Back into Mars orbit. It still says high. We've got 1300 seconds left. I think I need to just not, like, if I go to let low, it still's like, no confidence. Medium is low, moderate, high is decently high, max is super high. I think we have enough fuel left. Let's take a look at what the pressure looks like. It's still at 30,000. Okay. Yeah. I think we've got enough. I think we're just going to send it. Set destination. Let's go. 500 seconds. We've got 2,000 seconds of fuel. This is nerve-wracking every time. But I think we should be better off this time. As long as our, like, the center rest time actually goes down, that would be nice. We've got 10.2 kilonewtons. We need 10.4. Oh. Come on. We abort it. We send it back out. Not feeling good about this. Okay, 10.2, 10.2. Okay, because we're burning fuel. It's doing okay. It takes a long time to burn down from. I definitely like these numbers better than I did last time. We've gone down to 10.1 kilonewtons of thrust. Why is it coming down? Is the gravity's affecting it? I don't think so. Why are you doing this to me? Slightly terrifying. I really want this to work. I think the engine is throttling is what's happening, because it's already in its auto land range, because right, we're at 120 kilometers and we're at an altitude of 60,000. So it's already started its retro burn, so it's throttled its engine back. Like if we go to the pumped gas engine, yeah, it's already at 60% throttle, so it's got plenty of impulse to do this. I just have to trust that Autoland is going to be able to just like pull it off. We've got plenty of fuel. I'm feeling more confident about this now. After the failure of last time, blowing up our rocket, I think we have a higher chance this time of not doing that. Mostly just because we pumped in an absolute load more fuel. If I would have just turned on the pump and instead of just letting the pressure equalize, pumped the pressure we had into the rocket, last time's rocket may have actually been successful. We're at 40,000 meters. $300 left. Sorry this is taking a bit, but hopefully this is exciting. We're definitely burning a lot of fuel in this descent. We go look at our capsule tank. I mean, we've still got plenty of pressure, so we're not starving the engine yet, but this is a fuel-heavy operation. I think that's part of like the challenge on Mars, is if we were doing this on the moon, lower gravity means that you just need less fuel. So you can get away with a much heavier rocket. And yeah, we're up to very high landing confidence. So we're good. We're good. Thing is working. Next location, ETA, is kind of broken at this, but it's okay. 20,000 meters. We're getting pretty close. Burning through a lot of fuel. That is okay. So I guess my lesson learned is as long as we keep around 500 to 600, probably a safety margin of 800 seconds of fuel time at landing, we will probably be okay. In fact, if we burned more fuel on our trip, like if we would have explored further out into the stars, we may have been able to do a retro burn at a lower altitude, giving us a more efficient flight overall. We're at 10,000 meters into kind of the final stage of this landing, about over 2 minutes left. Yeah, I'm feeling much more confident. The machine is feeling much more confident. Everything seems to be happier. "30 seconds, 5,000 meters. There's no impact velocity. That is good." "4,000, 3,000, or 3,000, 3.5. Down to our last 100 seconds. It's kind of fluctuating a bit. I'm assuming that's as the game computes each tick, adjusts its velocity. Let's see what the gas engine's throttle looks like. 50%. "1,500 meters here in a second. We're at 70 seconds left. "1,000 meters, 1 minute left." We'll start looking out for it when we hit 500 meters. 40 seconds. Still got plenty of fuel. Ooh. See a thruster. Let's hope we don't lawn dart. Coming down. Big fireball on the way down. Luckily, I think that's supposed to happen. Touchdown. Awesome. That was pretty awesome. We have landed our rocket full of ice. Let's go hook up our umbilicals and offload our bounty. Come on, get over here. Vehicles are hooked up. We jump back in here. We go to our cargo and we open it. Could now be filtering through our sorting system, going into the base. That's pretty freaking cool. We actually landed a rocket. It didn't blow up this time. We can go inside and check on the sorting system and get some water. Really replace those with actual ramps and, like, make that a nicer area to walk over. Our rocket landed. I feel pretty good about that. That feels like an accomplishment. That was stressful. That was stressful. But we did it. Suit off. And we can head downstairs. It may have already filtered through the sorting system. Yeah, it looks like it has. But I already hear it. Our ice crusher is crushing down some volatiles. That's pretty awesome. So now we can get all of the gases we need without having to do any mining. I have completed my quest of making it so that I theoretically never need to leave this base. Which will be great contrast to the next series where we'll have to leave the base all the time and take a vehicle places and do all of that. That'll be fun. Yeah, because that's a whole part of the next update is going to be much more incentive to build multiple bases and go between them. Let's have some more of our French fries. Unfortunately, we can't really see a rocket out there. It's nighttime, and I'm not gonna make y'all wait until day. So, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. I've certainly really enjoyed this. I feel like we're so close to the end here, which is a little bittersweet. But I think next episode, we'll do those last few cleanups I was talking about. Build out our last couple rooms. Finally hook up our shower. All that fun stuff. Put some flooring down up here. Finish off the rocket control room. And then, well, that'll be it. It'll be all curtains for our base. So, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed so far. This has been a huge undertaking on my part, and it's a... how do I say this? I really appreciate you all taking the time. I kind of realized this is like almost probably 60 hours or more of content to watch. So those of you who've made it through the whole series from start to finish, and the people who are leaving me the great comments telling me what I'm doing wrong and how to fix it, I really appreciate that stuff. I appreciate the time you take, and I hope you all are having a wonderful rest of your day. And with that, I'll catch you all next time.